little technique here from the knee shield. A lot of people have a hard time to deal with the knee shield. So this is a very simple technique, anyone can do it. There's like small details that will for sure help you, and I will show you that. And I know that you will achieve the guard pass or the darce choke, okay? It's a very simple way for you to get a darce choke and attack the neck of your opponent, depending on his reaction, okay? So, I'll be here on the knee shield, and my opponent's right here, okay? And usually, he's controlling my collar, right? Sometimes controlling my sleeve, okay? So it's very important to keep both of my knees on the floor at first, okay? Because if I'm in this situation here, I can work with speed, but also my opponent can go underneath of me, right? So I prefer to put my knees on the floor. So if you control my sleeve right here, I'm gonna have a C grip right on his wrist, and then I'll push his wrist to the floor, okay? So my first goal is to extend his arm. I want to make sure that his arm is super extended like that, okay? So notice that if I just put my my hand over his wrist, okay, he can sit up on the elbow. He can sit up on his elbow, and then he's gonna block me. So I have to extend his arm, okay? But sometimes it's hard for you to go straight right here. If you try to go straight over his head, he can go underneath of you. Go like start. Yeah, he's gonna go like start like this, okay? So what you're gonna do here, you will apply the pressure over the wrist, and now you're gonna have this knee, okay, right on top of his hip, okay? So I want to build this frame here. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna walk towards the side of his legs, okay? And more he's keeping the hips to try to readjust himself, okay? More I walk towards him, okay? So now I extend his arm here, and it's super hard for Cologne to sit up on his elbow. Try to sit up on your elbow. It's hard, okay? Because his bicep is closer to his face, okay? If he's right here, he can sit up, okay? So at first, it's pretty hard for me to just work from here, okay? But right now, when I apply the knee, walking towards his leg, and using my outside hand, actually my inside hand right here, my right hand on his thigh, okay? So now Cologne trying to readjust himself, right? I just keep right here, okay? I can go straight to mount, okay? But a lot of times your opponent feels like the hand is right there, and he's gonna try to break that grip, okay? So when you try to break the grip, I'm gonna go with this hand inside, and at the same time that I put my hand right under his arm and under his neck, I drop my knee on the floor, and I put my chest over his tricep, so that way I put his bicep against his face, okay? So once I do that, now my hand is right here, right? I'm gonna use my tricep right behind his head, and then I get the darce right here, okay? So once I get the darce, I start bringing my shoulder towards my ear, okay? Especially the side that's under his neck, okay, right here. And I finish in. Or I can use the darce to start passing the guard, okay? If my opponent tries to turtle, I just keep forcing to go with his back on the floor, but he must be sideways, okay? So I cannot like try to put my head on the floor, so just keep right here, okay? And if you really insist on turtle, right, I just dive sideways like this, okay? Keeping a really good darce and then finishing from here, all right? So it's a great way for you to catch the head, okay? Go down again. So I'm here, step one, step two, I put my knee right there. See, I cannot have my knee on the floor because now he can recover the guard, okay? So as I put his hand on the floor, I put my knee as a frame here on top of his leg. I can even cross my leg here, okay? But the problem is sometimes your opponent can try to put on the X guard, like, shoot me like that. Yeah, exactly, like this. Okay, so that's why I don't like to go with my entire leg over his, actually my shin over his belly. I just go with my knee here, and then I start walking this way. So if you look from this side, you see what I'm saying here? So knee shield, block, lift, and then I start walking this way. You see that I stay on my toes like this. Pinch my knees and keep this hand in my right hand over his leg so he doesn't bring the knee to his chest. Yeah, blocking right here. Okay, so now he's gonna try to break my grip. I get you, darce. and then finish him, okay? If I pass the guard and he stays here, I can finish him, or I can even lay down, keep myself sideways and walk towards his legs. And then I have to shrug, right? I have to bring my shoulder towards my ear, especially this side that's grabbing the bicep. The arm that's under the neck is the arm that will choke him, right? One more time. So step one, step two, and then I walk, just trying to bring the grip, okay? Catch him, and then now I got the darce. Finish him, that's the guard, finish, and quick turtle. I lay down, and I keep myself here. Okay, I walk towards his legs to finish my opponent. The main goal of a darce is getting his bicep against his face. Turn his foot down. So when I'm here, I have to keep his bicep against his face, so that way it's way easier for me to get the darce, right? To lock the darce. I don't like to do a darce if my opponent underhook my arm like this. Okay, you see, like there's no space for me because his bicep is away from his face, so it's super hard for me to lock the darce. Okay. So I take advantage that when I walk towards his legs, right, and he's trying to break his biceps against his face, especially when he's trying to escape the hips, like this, a little bit sideways, I put my chest over his tricep, drop my knee, and then go with my hand in, like this. So now I'm in the perfect spot to get the darce. You see that I squeeze his head, okay, with my tricep here, the inside part of my bicep, my arm, and I grab him, okay, so now I finish him. It's very important to keep him sideways. I can have my left elbow on the floor here and just shrug and finish him, okay? So if your opponent underhook your arm, I have an answer for that. So if I'm here, okay, and then I walk, and I get in this position, you underhook the arm like this, I can't go to a darce, but what I do, I go for a chin strap, okay? I put my head on the floor and pass my armpit over his head, link my hands right here, and then I drop sideways here. Okay, sometimes I'm gonna try to get the half guard right here, right? If I get the half guard, I can go back to mount position, and I start choking with a nice guillotine, or just achieve the mount position and then establish the position from top. So you got 7 points by passing and mounting, right? So you always go for a nice chin strap, okay? Or the guillotine strap, okay? So every time you underhook you, you're gonna grab like this, okay? But in this case here, when he sit up, he's way more active, he's way more in attack position. I'm more defensive. So when I grab here and he try to underhook, he can sit up, okay? So that means it's way better for me to attack him, right? Put my forehead on the floor, then start going straight to mount. So now, if I don't want to finish him, let's say I feel like the choke is not working, turn around. Right here, okay? It's not working. As I let go, I like to underhook this arm. Okay, right here. I don't like to let go of his head like this, but then he can start recovering the guard, right? So as I let go, I underhook his arm just to protect myself and keep myself longer on mount, okay? And after that, I can start working to finish my opponent. Okay, so you have 2 techniques, right? 2 ways for you to attack your opponent. Passing the guard, using the darce, or passing the guard, getting the guillotine, right? So with the guillotine, also you can go for a nice anaconda trap. Okay, let's say if I'm faster than my opponent, turn it on, right? So I'm here on the knee shield, right? I block him, I walk towards him. You see that when I walk, I push his leg that way, and I have my frame here, right? So when he underhooked my arm, like this, okay, I can roll. As I'm grabbing him, I roll like this. Okay, so I go for this dive. And if you keep holding my leg here, like trying to hold my leg, it's so easy for me to go for anaconda. Okay, so I just lock the anaconda here. And if you drop his elbow down, I pass my leg over his arm, and now look, I keep his bicep against his face. Same concept of the darce, okay? So turn around. So every time that his bicep is away from his face, it's super hard for me to lock the arm triangle, right? So I have to use my legs, okay, especially my top leg, to squeeze his bicep against his face. So now I can easily apply the arm triangle, okay, or the anaconda, and then I can start using my belly, my chest against his head. So I squeeze his neck against my forearm, and then I choke him, right? So don't try to get the anaconda right here if your opponent have the elbow down. It's not gonna work. So you have to bring the arm between your legs, so then you're gonna finish it easier, okay? All right, go down here, go. So the first technique is when he's trying to break my grip, right? And then I take advantage and get the darce, because a lot of times people try to do that. And the second two techniques, so I get right here, he's gonna underhook. The first one, I attack the guillotine and going to mount, right? Or you're gonna attack the guillotine rolling, right? You roll and then apply a nice anaconda, okay? If you close the elbow down, as you roll, you bring his bicep against his face, use your inner thigh, and then you finish the anaconda, okay? So those are the techniques, right? Please subscribe, comment, and share, and we're here for you, okay? I hope you love it. Take care, and see you. Os.